guys, and welcome back to my channel Mind It. Often when I'm meeting people for the first time and when they get to know that I'm a psychologist and I work as a therapist, the first question I get asked is, tell me what I'm thinking. To which now I often respond that you're thinking that what I am thinking about you. Well, this is just a small example of all the myths surrounding around a psychologist or going for therapy. So today, in this video, I will be talking about some myths and reality about going to therapy and about psychologists. So the number one myth which often I hear people say is that going to therapy or going to therapist is like going to talking to a friend, the only difference that you pay this friend. And the reality, no, it's not the same like going and speaking to your friend. Going to a therapist does not mean you're going to speak to a friend, and speaking to a friend does not mean you're speaking to a therapist. A psychologist and a therapist is not your friend, and your friend cannot be a psychologist or therapist. A therapist is a person who shares a professional relationship with you. He or she interacts with you without any bias. This person does not have any emotional attachment to you or a personal attachment to you. This person looks at your situation, your problems and your issues from a neutral perspective and gives an unbiased, non-judgmental approach. And the most important thing is that the interaction between you and your therapist or a psychologist is purely confidential. It's governed by certain ethics, principles, and laws. So you cannot equate going to a therapist and speaking about your issues as compared to going to a friend and speaking about your issues. The second myth is that people think that therapy is only for serious or severe mental illnesses or disorders. In reality, therapy is not just only to deal with severe mental illnesses or disorders, but also various other problems and issues which we encounter in our life. For example, relationship problems, stress, dealing with different life changes or situations, coping with grief. These are just few examples which are beyond severe mental illnesses or disorders in which therapy really helps. Therapy is for self-growth, self-reflection and development. The third common myth is that therapy is just talk. But in reality, therapy is not passive. Therapy is a very, very active relationship between a therapist and his or her client. Unlike what you see in movies or television, that there is a therapist sitting and just nodding his head and a person lying on the couch and explaining his experiences and his issues, therapy is not that. Therapy is about really understanding the individual's problems, identifying what are the root causes, seeing if there are common behavior patterns or not, and helping the person in a collaborative way to set goals together, identify coping skills, help the person learn those coping skills, identify maladaptive thinking patterns and beliefs, and helping the individuals break these maladaptive thinking patterns and move forward in his journey of healing. There is a lot of active work involved in therapy. It is not at all passive. The fourth myth is that therapy only blames everything on the past or on parents. In reality, a good therapist will never blame or shame a client or its parents or any other person in the past. The job of the therapist is to help the person see the situation objectively and allow the person to take responsibility of their own lives. The goal for the therapist is not to create animosity in your relationships. Rather, to see your past in a more objective way, accept certain incidences in your past, and help you move forward to a better future. The fifth misconception is that a therapist or a psychologist can prescribe medicines. Now, this one is a big no. In reality, there is a huge difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. Your therapist and psychologist cannot and will not prescribe you medication. Your psychiatrist can and will prescribe you medication if need be. A psychologist usually has a master's or a PhD in psychology. A psychiatrist is from the field of medicine and holds an MBBS or an MD in that field and hence can prescribe you medication. And a psychologist cannot and will not prescribe you a medication. I am emphasizing that again. It's very important to understand that. Psychologists use different therapeutic interventions to help your situation. For example, cognitive behavior therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy. And now in a lot of situations, a lot of therapists use art therapy, narrative therapy, and other different forms of therapies to help you deal with your situation a little better, help you process your emotions in a more healthy way, and help you learn coping skills which would help you not just during the process of therapy but even later. The sixth misconception is that in one session the therapist should be able to fix me. In reality, therapy is not about fixing something. You are not a car and your therapist is not a mechanic. Therapy is about learning and self-development in collaboration with the therapist. It requires active participation, commitment, effort, and practice. Usually, the first session is really about understanding your concerns and your issues, wherein a therapist by the end of the first session would be able to draw a brief therapy or a treatment plan for you, and the following sessions would be dependent on what the diagnosis is or what the treatment plan the therapist has planned for you. The seventh, and this one is quite a big misconception, that therapy is for those who are weak or those who are not strong enough to resolve their own issues. And this misconception is a big roadblock in one's mental health and is also a cause for creating the stigma around mental health. In reality, this is a very, very flawed belief and one of the biggest reasons that it stops people and societies as a whole to seek professional help and take care of their mental health. Seeking help in the form of therapy or going to a psychologist or a therapist is a sign of emotional maturity. It shows that the person is willing to accept that he or she needs help. It shows that the person is willing to take care of him or herself. Just like we go to a medical doctor when we are not feeling well or we are having a toothache or a stomachache, we go and seek advice and medication. The same philosophy stands for going to a therapist when we are feeling either emotionally vulnerable, when we are feeling stressed, whether we are having emotional issues or we start observing signs and symptoms which may be a cause of concern for our emotional health. The eighth misconception is that once in therapy, always in therapy. In reality, a good therapist is going to help you equip yourself with coping skills, with different kinds of tools and techniques to deal with your challenges much better than what you're doing right now. There are short-term therapies and long-term therapies depending on what the issue you are experiencing or what the diagnosis is. Remember, a trained professional therapist is going to help you to empower yourself and not make you dependent on the therapist. Now, the ninth and the last misconception in my list is that the therapist needs to agree with me and make me happy. The role of the therapist in a therapy session is to empathize with you, to actively listen to you, but not necessarily agree with you all the time. The therapist is going to help you identify your maladaptive thinking patterns or beliefs and help you challenge those maladaptive thinking so that you are able to learn problem solving skills and maybe resolve your problem by your own. Remember, in therapy, the end result or the output is 20% what happens in the therapy room and 80% of what you do by yourself outside the therapy room. So these were some of the myths and misconceptions, and a lot of these are the ones which often people ask me or tell me. So I hope with this video a lot of you now get a better understanding of what really happens in therapy and what a therapist or a psychologist does. If you have any questions for me, please do send me a message or you can write down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like and share and do subscribe to this channel for more such content. So until then, goodbye and see you very soon in the next video.